Hey guys, this is Adrian. Welcome to another Avo release video. Today we have a lot of bug fixes going into Avo, so let's dive in. Cool, so let's dive into the easy ones. So for refactoring, we have a better force locale. This is just an improvement on how we set the locale for the current request. We had that SSL incident where the certificate expired for avohq.io, and we fixed that so we won't crash Avo if at any point the SSL is going to expire for our domain. We improved the GitHub bug report issue template, stale bots improvement, PR message permissions fix. This is another improvement that we brought to with the stale bot and GitHub bot that will comment on each PR if it has been released or not. We made a change, we reverted it. Then other CI tweaks, the PR labeler got a little bit improved and removed an old currency field file. The currency field, I think it was in pre-v1, so we don't have that anymore. Moving on to bug fixes. So card generator is broken. So from our friends at Equipe Technique, and I think somebody else posted an issue. Yes, Koffenbacher, thank you so much. Some of our generators were broken. Now we have covered that's fixed, and we had a test for them. We also output the Avo version in the CLI, so we know whenever you post a ticket with the output, we know what version you're on. So that's a nice improvement. Next, as avatar square option doesn't work anymore. Thank you so much, Satoshi. Just as it says, it was an option that didn't work for avatar. Now it does. It looks like a square. A daytime field broken on edit for different time zones. Yeah, this was a pickle. Jens reported this. So if you go and check out this ticket, if you have like a browser time zone different than UTC and server configured on a different time zone and the app and so on, the date wouldn't be properly saved. So if you see here, it's 6 o'clock, 1800, and when you hit save, it would get displayed as a 2000, so at 8 o'clock. This was quite a pickle to fix, but it's fixed now, so you don't have to worry about it. Next up, search with namespaced models broken. So what happens was, so I'll go course link, resource. If you have a resource that has a namespaced model, the search would have been broken. So we fixed that. If we go to course links, yep, so this works. This was happening because of our latest updates to the path helpers. So there was, I'm going to go into the source code. So we passed the root path to the JavaScript, and this was being passed wrong. So that was making it fail. Order routes clash. So again, from our latest, one of our latest PRs, we made some changes to how Avo generates the routes, and now we'd have a clash between the reordering. I'm just going to show you this feature, the reordering feature. If you had like an order resource with an order model, that would get broken and there would be a clash. So this was fixed. What next? Broken crumb on nested edit. Yeah, this was not such a good experience. I think Ian posted about it. Yes. So if you go and follow that ticket, you'll see the video representation. So if you edit a record, a nested record, and then you would hit the breadcrumb link, instead of going back to the nested version, it would go to the show view of that record. So you lose the nested. And this is not a good experience for your users, and it can be misleading. So that's fixed now. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Search broken with relative URL root. Again, from our latest PR, we had a 404 route, that's been fixed. Locale configuration broken. So let's see. Yep, Adrian posted about this. So what happens is we have a locale configuration in our initializer, and what he thought was that I'm gonna go into the initializer. If you'd set the locale to something, let's set it to Portuguese Brazilian, Avo should be displayed into that locale, no matter what your current locale is on the front page. So if I go on the front page, let's see, I think I have a route here. Hey, you see the locale is English for that, for the whole app, but on Avo it should have been displayed as that locale that I set it in my initializer. So Adrian pointed that out, and we fixed that bug, so now you can use that. So I'm gonna set it to nil and go back, and this should be English again. You can still use force locale, and see now it's in Romanian. Whenever you navigate away, it will still keep the that locale you have forced, and if you just delete this, it'll go back to the default. Cool. What else? Inverse of crashing association screen. Yeah, this was a bug brought in by 2 users, Btonic and I think Mid. Yep. So if you go and check out this ticket, you'll see there's a reproduction app, so you can check it out yourself. What was happening was there was a bug, and it would crash the app, and it would make some reverse polymorphic associations not work, so you couldn't attach things or detach things. They simply wouldn't really work properly, and this has been fixed now. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. What next? Let's go to the features. So we have a contribution, another contribution from Satoshi. Thank you so much. Add accept option for file or files fields. So now if I go to, let's say, project, I think, project resource, accept, no, I think it's post, resource. Cool. So you'll see the cover photo, is a file field, and it accepts, they added this, so they added accept image, whatever. So now this is getting passed to the field input on the screen. So I'll go into the post. Let's figure it out. Posts. Okay, let's pick this one. I'm going to hit edit. And now I can only pick up, let's see, Adrian. Okay. I can only pick up images. I cannot pick up like MP4, like videos. And I can do that. And the same with audio. So I can use audio from something else. Cool. So thank you so much, Satoshi, for that, for this PR. Next is add include blank to select encounter fields, again from Ian, I believe. Let's check out the ticket. Yep. So basically what happens is, let me check out the docs, fields, select field. Okay, let me click it again. So include blank. So now you can paste in include blank. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, cool. So when you have a field as a select, you can pass in the options, and then you can include a blank. So what happens is it generates that empty option on your select that allows you to nullify or make it blank again. So I'm going to show you how this looks like. So on a person resource, I'll go people, I'll choose this one. And if I hit edit, name, Tommy, let's say Tommy. So you see, this is the blank option that I told you about. So I'm going to hit spouse, edit, and now I have this choose an option. But if I change this to false, it will not give me that option. So you see, I have only the spouse option. what else I can do? So if you set this to true, it will take over the place. So it will take the value from the placeholder. So I'm going to say, hey, and this will refresh. And now you see it's hey, but it's going to be nullified. But you can, if you don't want to use a placeholder, you can say here, hey, hey. So if you pass it a string, then that string will be used for the blank option. Cool. So this is pretty much what we have for today's release. What have we been working on otherwise? So I'm going to check the pull requests. One thing that I worked for the past week was fix namespaced resources. So what happens is, let's see, course link. So this is more of a developer experience improvement. So you have like course link resource, but you see the model is namespaced under the course module. So what I would like to do in the close future is to bring this namespacing and this or resources organization method to resources as well. So you could do something like course and move this course link resource here and rename it to link. And now this would be declared like this, like course link resource. And this is what I would like to do. And next we could even remove this because it would probably know from this namespace that this is namespaced. So this is what I've been working on, but this brings a lot of complexity. So you could have something like core, like let's say super duper link resource, right? And then if you have something else nested inside it, like for a has many, if you have something like I'm just gonna write pseudocode here, like Wonka, Donka, I don't know, comment resource. So the way Rails works, and Avo, because it's based on Rails, the way it works, it will try and generate these paths. So how it will try to generate something like, this is going to be broken, of course, something like super duper link, right? And then links, and then maybe one. And this would be from this nesting would be from this namespace, this module configuration. And then if you have like Wonka Donka comment, then you have something like Wonka Donka comments, and then 15, right? But achieving this path, these paths, these nested paths, this requires a lot of magic behind the scenes, a lot of routing magic, and because everything has to be dynamic, you could have like super duper or just super, and this would be just 2 segments, and it requires a lot of magic behind the scenes. And I started working on this, and then I think I'm just going to leave it for another day, because as you can see, it's a big change. There are a lot of implications, just because right now you can just use course links. We just used the simple notation, even we like this, course link. So we use the simple notation, and this just works very well right now. The only bad experience is that you cannot nest it. You cannot have like a better nesting inside your directories. And that's why I said I'm just going to pawn it off to another day. I'm just going to work on it later, because I think there are more important things that we should bring to Avo before we can make these like very, let's say, very good, very amazing developer experiences. So next, what else I've been working on the past few days is authorization actions broken for some associations. So what happens is, so let me check out, let me make sure everything works. Okay. Oh yeah, because this is this. Let me just restore file and remove this one. Perfect. So what happens is, for some associations, for has many, I believe, the attach and detach actions and maybe the index one don't really use the proper authorizations. I'm going to show you which one I mean. Authorization. Let's go to this one. So they don't really take into account the attach and detach policy methods. So this is what I've been working on. It's probably going to be merged in today or tomorrow, and I'm going to release another version that would cover this fix as well. Cool. And another thing that I really want to do, because and I wanted to do it from the beginning, was to work on these buttons, this area over here, and maybe this area over here. So right now everything works like this is like a CRUD, generic CRUD. You can create new thing, you can have an action, you can view it, you can edit it, delete it, go back. But maybe you'd like to change this, and maybe you want to bring one of these actions like toggle admin as a button right here, right? And this is something that I want to work on next. I want to prototype at least this customization option. Like maybe even on edit, you don't want a cancel button, but you need to bring toggle admin inside here. So I wanna prototype that, and maybe rework this area as well. So I know some of you asked for a customization for this. You can hide them, you can toggle them using the pundit policy methods, but you probably want a little bit more control. So I want to make that a little bit better and make this whole area a little bit prettier. Cool. Next up, you probably noticed that the help channel has been renamed to community help. So what happens is, whenever, I know chat is a nice medium and I love it, but whenever somebody posts a bug here or an issue, it will probably be lost forever, because this is not indexed by Google. If somebody searches for it, it's not going to show up. And there are very few people that really use the search feature. It's pretty good, but you may miss things. So what I'm trying to do is move the support, the official support at least, from this Discord channel, Discord community help channel, to GitHub. So whenever you have an issue, whenever you have like a question, maybe if it's a question or just an opinion piece or something else, you might want to start a discussion thread. So or maybe a feature request, or this is how I do it. But if you have an issue, please come onto the GitHub repo and create a new issue, and give us all the details here, because it's actually very easy it's easier to give support on GitHub than it is on Discord. So the code samples look very nice. You can react on comments, you can respond, you can place like ticket references and so on, and everything is just made for that, for giving technical support to developers. So I'm trying to move from this community, from this help chat to GitHub. If you, however, want to ask the community for help, or want to ask people how they've done things, please go ahead and use this chat channel, because that's what it's made for the community. But if you need something more official, please post a GitHub issue. Next, we're looking for a marketing person, someone that could help us with our marketing efforts. So we'd love to create more articles. So if you go on our blog, you'll see we posted this why successful startups use MVPs blog post. I invite you to go and read it. We've been invited to the podcast on Ruby and Rogues. Thank you so much, Charles, that this has been an amazing podcast. We brought up a lot of I should say like painful things. They're not painful, but a lot of pain points, a lot of things that developers think about when they are, let's say, buying into a system. Like whenever you're thinking about using Rails or Next.js, let's say, you'll always have pros and cons. And it's the same thing with Avo. And people are like afraid, like, okay, is this a DSL? Is this difficult? Is this extendable? We talk about that very much. We talk about how do we break out from the DSL with regular Rails code. So whatever you write in your Rails controller methods, you would write for Avo extensions. We talk about authorization and multi-tenancy, licensing and pricing, developer happiness, and a lot more. So it's an amazing podcast. I just recommend you go and see it. So going back to our marketing push, we need a marketing person that would help us write some articles, post some articles, and really keep me accountable for making Avo a little bit better and spreading the word. So if you know somebody like this that would like a part-time job or collaboration-based thing, please send them our way. Next, we would like to focus a little bit more on our docs. So this is a two-part, let's say, two-part ticket, two-part push. So one is redoing the docs website. This is on ViewPress. It helped us a lot in the beginning because we just write some markdown and it will come in and generate everything for us, like the menus and the search and everything else, and it's automatically deployed on Netlify and so on. So ViewPress has released its version 1. It's in alpha, and we're going to migrate to that. Let's see, ViewPress. It looks nice. It has all of these nice features, all of the bookmarks and everything. And we just want to make the docs a little bit better. You may see that this is the old Avo logo. I just left it like this to hold myself accountable to changing them. So yeah. And the second part for this push is to go through them and rework them a little bit to make them a little more understandable and create that journey with the Avo docs. So you get a journey instead of just what each piece of the functionality, each piece of the framework does. So this will take a little bit of effort, but I know this is going to pay off, because having developer experience, developer happiness, and the documentation is a big part of this. Developer happiness was it was an important thing for us from the beginning. So we're going to redo these very soon. Cool. Well, if you need any help, go post a ticket on GitHub. We're pretty active there. If you need to chat with us, we're on Discord as well. Thank you for listening and have a good day.